Hey everybody, and welcome back to another book review. It's technically still 2023 when I filmed this, but you're not getting it until 2024, so the book will count towards the 2023 section of my tracking of books. However, this book was a Christmas present. I won't say who from. But it was a Christmas present because I saw it in advertisements on something. I don't remember which social media or whatever, but I saw an ad for it, and just the description got me kind of interested. So the book is called Hooked by Emily McIntire or McIntire. And the description of the book was basically, it's called a never after novel. And so basically they're taking an old, story and kind of flipping from what we know, putting it more in like realistic perspective. There's not any magic or anything like what we're used to. So this one being called Hooked obviously is about Captain Hook. And it was described as, this is a novel where, Captain Hook isn't really, not a villain, like still very much a villain, but there's something a little bit different about the story. And so I was very excited, which is why I put it on my Christmas wish list. And I was very excited when I saw it come through in my pile of gifts. And so since I'm on break, I was like, I'm going to read it. And so I start reading it and I'm like, oh my gosh. So this book is not a book that I typically would read ever, because it is basically just sex all the time. And it makes me so upset because like the story itself is poorly written, but it's actually a good idea. Like the whole concept is that Hook is kind of a drug lord basically, but he's like second in command, even though he like really is the one that runs everything. And then Wendy, not Peter, Wendy is the daughter to Peter Pan, and Peter is also kind of a drug lord. And there's a really big twist at the end with like how everything kind of comes together. And I liked that. I liked the story itself. I hated everything else about it. It was so poorly written. It's just like every chapter they were either like constantly going at it or just like talking about it. And I also just felt like the author could not get a grip on like what she wanted the character of Wendy to be. Because like the way that Wendy is first introduced and the way that she comes across the page, she's very strong and independent and but also so much a daddy's girl, even though she doesn't realize that her dad is a terrible human. And that she like has the capability to be in control and everything like that. But then when she's with Hook, she's suddenly like this innocent, she can't do anything wrong, she doesn't want to break the rules, like all of that stuff. And I'm like, you gotta pick one or the other. Like you can't, like her Wendy was contradicting itself depending on the chapter that she was in, whereas the rest of the characters were very clear, cut and dry, like exactly who they are. Wendy was just weird. So I got really annoyed at that piece. I really liked the twist ending. It does have a twist ending. And I really liked the twist ending because like I could kind of predict where it was going, but I still wasn't ready for that last little twist. And so like overall, I'm like, okay, Miss Emily McIntire, like you're not all that bad as a writer, but there are some things that we can definitely improve on. And this is like a whole series of what she's calling the Never After series. So it's all the villains from your favorite fairy tales kind of, flipped and changed and all that stuff, which to me is interesting. But I'm so conflicted about this because I don't want to read the rest of the series because I don't need sex every 5 pages, especially very graphic descriptions, not even graphic descriptions, just it's so degrading towards women and the expectations in comparison to what the character itself or the characters are feeling. It was just finding ways to continue to degrade women, and so I don't want to read junk like that. But the story itself, take all of that out of it, the story itself was very good, and I'd be very interested to see what she does with the other fairy tales and the other characters. But I'm just not going to spend the money to do that, or to read that. And so the person that gave me this book feels absolutely awful because they did not know either. Neither of us did a whole lot of reading on the background of it because, you just read the back of the book and that kind of tells you mostly what's going on, but you don't think that it's going to go in that direction. So overall, I'm giving this book it's a very high number for what I really thought about giving it, and that's a 2. But I'm giving it a 2 because of the twist ending. The twist ending was so good. Good twist ending. But just makes me upset with everything else in the book. And I was I'm just upset that you're confused about your main character as a writer. And so yeah. 2 out of 5 for this one. Would not really recommend if you're not in that reading style. If you're a person that likes reading terrible stuff that degrades women and treats them as nothing but objects, knock yourself out. I'm sure this would be great for you, but this is going in the half price books pile. But yeah, so there you have it. First book review of the 2024 year, and hopefully okay. The other books I got for Christmas will not be this way. I'm pretty sure they won't be, only because a lot of them are continuations of series that I've already read or already have. So looking forward to those. As always, please continue to send book recommendations and suggestions. I look forward to reading. A few people sent me what they read in 2023, and so I'm looking forward to going through those and seeing if there's anything in there that sparks my interest. But I look forward to seeing you all in the next book review. Bye!